another Dracovish. I'm Dracovish Slurpuff. So we've already seen this strategy once, although it was Slurpuff and Draco Arctozolt, I think it was, that we saw it on earlier. Appleton, Corviknight, Sidesty, and Cinderace. Well, we're gonna do our thing. Wonder if that's a G-Max Appleton that they're running. Oh, some beautiful shinies here. Slurpuff and Dracovish. I still need to reset my shiny Dracovish and Dracozolt, but I get a chance. So we get an Intimidate down on the Dracovish, which is really nice. So I think we need the speed. Yeah, we are going to minimize the damage that Dracovish can do. The Slurpuff is probably support, but if it's a fairy type move, then that's even better because the Moltres can take it and can get the weakness policy off early. So, no damage from Mr. Fish this turn. And yes, that is just a support Slurpuff, that's fine, I am not going to target you. I want your friend dead. That's live on 1 health. That just lived on 1 HP. What a pain in the backside. Alright. Normally I have a parting shot here, but you know what, I'm not going to. I am going to max Airstream here, and I am going to Darkest Lariat the fish. And that Wish is only going to heal half of its health back, so we still get a good chunk of damage on the Slurpuff. And hopefully that Incineroar is now outspeeding, with 2 Airstreams, is now outspeeding the fish. It's unfortunate, I actually would have preferred that play rough to hit, to be perfectly honest, because then that would have given me my weakness policy. Especially since it's not got the belly drum set up, so it does have a Wish. Oh, but we have a bit of chip on it, which is better than wasting the attack on the Dracovish. So now I think I am going to parting shot whatever comes in beside it. And probably max Darkness. So we have the Cinderace, that would be a very good target. Okay, we're going to go for the max Darkness. We've got 2 speed boosts up, so that hopefully is enough to outspeed the Cinderace. And I wouldn't mind getting a nice special defense drop here. And we're also going to parting shot the Cinderace, just to be sure. So it's an unburdened Slurpuff. That's great. Thank you kindly for giving me my weakness policy. Great. We do kill the Cinderace, which means the parting shot will just redirect into the Slurpuff. And we'll just minimise how much damage that Play Rough can do to us when we're back to our small size again. Just grab Scissor in here, just as a nice way of being able to deal with that Slurpuff. Put a bit of pressure on it. And we've gotten our opponent's Cinderace down, so they don't have a fire type to answer clearly into the Scizor. Although they've probably got a fire type move on something else. Nox. Alright, so we're going bird versus bird. Nice shiny. I think my opponents were dedicated, just about a dedicated shiny team. So we're going to Fiery Wrath. Both targets here. And I think I'm just going to Bullet Punch here. I'm not going to try and take out the Corviknight with this pair. I'm going to try and take the Corviknight out with my Rotom down the track. And he's going to be a max Corviknight as well, so we don't want to try and chip this down. It's too. Oh no, it's a max Slurpuff. Very interesting. Okay. So I think they're hoping their max Fairy now is going to take out my Moltres, which it may well do. In which case a Protect would have been the better play here. Unless my Fiery Wrath is enough to take it out, which I very much doubt it is. Nope, next Starfall coming in. I've had enough of this Moltres apparently. Unfortunately, all they've done is given me the Zerk, so I now get an extra special attack boost here for this Fiery Wrath. Which does in fact take out the Slurpuff and almost takes out the Corviknight on its own. I think a lot of people underestimate just how powerful Galarian Moltres gets when it starts getting a few. So, and we get the flinch off the Fiery Wrath. I think that's our first Fiery Wrath flinch of the comp. In part because the Moltres usually is busy just taking out people with their max moves. Alright, so we have a Sinistea now. Well, I think we're going to make sure, there's no reason but to keep Fiery Wrathing, and we're just going to Bullet Punch the Sinistea just to make sure that it's not a Focus Sash, Shell Smash type. It does get the weak armor boost. That may actually put it faster than our Moltres, which could be mildly problematic. It is, but it goes for the Scizor, which is fine. So we'll get that Sinistea out of there with its speed boost, and we'll get something else in to take this Fiery Wrath instead. It's not going to be a G-Max Appleton, that's for sure. Does take a good chunk of damage off of that Appleton. Which is a nice fat leftovers type. So. One still has the Sinistea in the back. I wonder if that's what comes back in for their case. I can just Bullet Punch that slot, and we've already seen it will definitely take that last bit of damage if it needs to. So these are my opponent's last two Pokemon. There's no reason to risk any sort of misses. We're just going to Fiery Wrath and Bullet Punch. As I said yesterday, I'm very committed against all of my opponents. On any rematch, I'm not going to leave the Moltres Incineroar at them on the second round match. Because it's just no fun if I have to keep doing it this way. Alright, good game for my opponent. Come back for another match. 2 against Yvonne / Kellybean. Okay, so double barrels. Team Red. Alright, so it does look like it's this. No, it's not the same team. There's a Lycanroc there that wasn't there before. I think someone didn't like my Moltres and wants to have some words with it. So we are gonna probably lead with the Incineroar still. And the Rotom's important for this match. So let's go Incineroar Darmanitan and see what we can do with that. Good luck, have fun, everyone. Yes, so Lycanroc coming out probably to try and deal with the Moltres. Unfortunately, it does also have a good matchup into my Darmanitan Incineroar. We're going to see how we go with Fake Out into Lycanroc. We're going to Iron Head the Slurp-off, which is going to get its Prophet's Berry and give it its Unburden, but that's okay. Not sure what a Slurp-off can do to a Darmanitan anyway. Or we can just one-shot it, that also works. Very pretty blue Lycanroc. When Sun and Moon came out, when the chaining method for hunting shinies was discovered, that was absolutely the first shiny I went for, was that pretty blue Lycanroc on form. Alright, I think we're just going to take a bit of a chunk out of this Wolfgang here as well. Or a very big chunk. Maybe I should have left it to prop my Moltres' weakness policy. That would have been a good idea. It's alright. Parting shot with Corviknight here. Mirror Armor! I did forget about that. It's fine. Incineroar's hopping out anyway, so the attack drops don't matter. And we're going to go into Rotom. Body Press. Does a little bit of damage. Okay. I think we want probably that Sinistea to not get whatever, whether it's White Herb or... Is it likely to be White Herb? I don't want it to Shell Smash and just get the free attacks. We are going to Volt Switch it, and we're going to... 75 plus Stab. We're going to Fire Punch the Sinistea. I've absolutely been swept by a Sinistea before, so I'm a little wary of them. Not with this team though. I think they want a nice bulky Evil Boy in, especially if another Body Press is coming our way. It is Focus Sash, and we have Rocky Helmet Corviknight. Okay, that's good to know. So we get the Sinistea down. That's good. Here comes a Brave Bird, so this is going to take a big chunk. Darmanitan doesn't like that very much. That's alright, Darmanitan's putting some work in this battle, which is a nice change. Now, here's a Pokemon I can't outspeed. So, the question is, what do we want to do with this Incineroar? Is it going to Pyro Ball my Orbital here, do we think? I think we go for the ally switch, and we get... We do the Rock Slide. A bit of chip damage on everyone's not a bad thing. It is going to be probably the Max the Libero. Max here. No, I actually can't remember what the Max move does. I think it prevents redirection abilities from working. But that's okay because we're straight up swapping places with our Pokemon. Alright, so the Darmanitan takes the hit and goes down, which is a pity. But we get a nice body press, bit of recoil on our opponent here. I think we want a Rotom in. I'm going to go for the Volt Switch here. And I think we want Orbital out and the Incineroar back in. Yes, the Mirror Armor is going to bounce the Intimidate back. But that's okay, I think. Because I'm not really looking for my Incineroar to do damage here, and I'd much rather get the Intimidate off on the Rabbit first. Yep, that's fine. My Incineroar is not really here to do damage. My Incineroar is here to just tank an attack, basically. And be generally irritating. We do take down the Corviknight, it's good. We should be safe enough now to get the Moltres out. Gideon is the Dracovish. We already know that we don't want to play games with this Dracovish. We don't want to... We basically need to make sure that we are faster than the Dracovish so that its Vicious Rend can't go murdering us completely. I don't think that Rabbit can one-shot either of my Pokemon. I may be wrong, I may be missing something. But I don't believe that it can one-shot either of our Pokemon, so we are just going to make sure we can take care of the Dracovish now. Do a Max Knuckle. There's only neutral on my Moltres. If it's coming into the Incineroar, yeah, we eat that up, get our nice tasty berry, and we're good. So. Now we get our speed up. And we'll go for more speed, I think, here. We'll just take out this Cinderace, and we'll just give this a bit of a smack. I know our okay, that works. Cinderace is down. Dracovish can do some damage, but its Vicious Rend is half its power when it doesn't outspeed, so it's not going to be doing too much. Still does a huge chunk, but it does give us our Berserk boost, which is nice. Alright, let's get the Rotom in with the Choice Scarf. This is my opponent's last Pokemon, so we're gonna get the Max Airstream and the Volt Switch finishes off. So good game to my opponent. Happy to play again. And on a third match, I will not lead with either the Incineroar or the Moltres. We'll just keep making that lead a bit less unpleasant to deal with, so that my opponent has a bit more of a chance to get set up. Let's have fun to my opponent for our third. This will be our third battle against one another. And I'm not leading either Moltres or Incineroar at my opponent. So we have a Grapploct on the team now, that's very interesting. Not sure what the Grapploct's trying to do, maybe Topsy-Turvy? Is there play there? Which will be a bit of a pain to some of my Pokemon if they can get it off. I think we just need to make sure that the Grapploct doesn't get the Topsy-Turvy off. So what do we want to lead with here? I like Sizzle Rotom as an alternative lead, because it does give you the chance to pivot into anything else I want on the team. Corviknight and the Appleton. Yeah, first gives us Sizzle Rotom lead. So this is not a particularly great lead for us, but we can just get out of here with our double switcheroos. Maybe pivot into Darmanitan and something else. So my opponent, I think, wants to get some Max Airstreams up straight away. Or is this a big fat pie? This is a big fat apple pie coming up from the battlefield. A good chunk out of the Corviknight. That's good. Corviknight does have the Mirror Armor. So I don't really want to put the Incineroar in. We might go the Orbeetle instead. Leftovers and Rocky Hand. Body Press doesn't do too much. Get the Corviknight out of there. Now we want the Incineroar in, definitely. Hopefully take this grass away. Good. I actually can't remember what G-Max Sweetness does. It's been so long since I've battled against it. Now I'm going to fake out the Cinderace. I'm just going to start bulking our Beetle up a bit. can see that Max Knuckle does not do a whole lot to a fully physically defensive Iron Defense Psychic Bug type in Orbital. Just gonna parting shot the Cinderace here. You just won't go for another Iron Defense, to be perfectly honest. Just get that. Super Fang, that's nice. So it gets that chunks down my Orbital quite nicely, or my Incineroar, as the case may be. Get a second Iron Defense off, so this is making our Bug nice and fat. Getting the Incineroar out of there, we don't want to play any more games with that. Time here. I don't want to bring the Moltres in just yet. I feel like that's a bit aggressive for our opponent. Our opponent's had a few goes at us now, and I do want to give him a fighting chance. Cinderace is currently normal type. I think it will outspeed us though, so it may go for the fire type move there. So I think I'm just going to go for the Fire Punch here. You can see if we can try and get this body press off on it while it's normal type. I don't know that I will though. Hopefully my opponent will seek to try and Super Fang the Fat Beetle as well. No, they are going to turn back into a fire type. See how much this does with 2 Iron Defenses. It's not too bad. And I think now that might actually be Thick Fat Appleton. I forgot that that was one of its abilities. You do get the body press off on the Very Clue, which is nice. Here comes a Dragon Pulse. So that's going to do a good chunk. We are not specially bulky on these Orbeez, but we're only physically bulky. The Iron Head. Might just use Body Press anyway. I am wondering if my opponent has even trained their Pokemon. Alright, so they do take out the Deep Silver Rock, that's very nice. We do get a bit of Rocky Helmet chip though, which is good. I'm not too worried about the Appleton because I think my Moltres can take out the Appleton 1v1. So I'm not worrying too much about that. Donatatan's another bulky Pokemon, and that's all of the damage that a Dragon Pulse is doing to it. I really am with the speeds as well with my opponent. I'm genuinely starting to wonder if they are maybe not really easy training Pokemon. So they seem to be outspeeding a lot of their Pokemon surprisingly well. I wonder how Fish's Ring calculates damage if the Pokemon is swapped out that turn. That could be interesting. Doesn't matter anyway. The Vicious Rend, he's still going to KO the dumb out of 10 no matter what. We have some Apple Acid coming in. You could take the opportunity to max a different Pokemon than our Moltres. I mean, the Moltres is designed to be the max here, but it could be a bit of a fairer fight to my opponent if I do take a different Pokemon as my max instead. And they have Vicious Rend here, they're obviously getting a kill on the Incineroar, but I do want to get the Intimidate down on the Dreadfish first. I mean, this is a we'll take it out. My opponent has Recover, and their little fat apple. Alright. We're maxing the Moltres. And giving it some airtime. Well, let's be fair, let's not max the Moltres. I have no idea if that could have mattered or not. We're gonna not max the Moltres this game. We're just gonna straight up not max the Moltres. This is the third time this person's challenged us. And they've done so with a fun team. And I do like to reward people who are willing to do that. We lock ourselves. Yeah, I think we are just going to go for the Volt Switch again. Get that Grapple locked out of here. I'm just going to take a chunk out of the Captain. Okay, sorry about that. Looks like we dropped out a bit on the OBS. Hopefully that wasn't too much of the battle, and I do have the recording, so I'm going to try and put these recordings up at some point. So there goes the Appleton. I hate to say it, but this may actually just be another win. What do you do to my opponent?